be sure to cook. Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today we're making shrimp penne. It's going to be delicious and wonderful. So let's do this. Okay guys, I'm going to be shredding up some Parmesan cheese. I just got a big thing of Parmesan cheese and I'm actually going to be shredding this up. So I'm going to be using about a cup, maybe a cup and a half, but you know, so I'm going to be a minute shredding this. I'm going to be doing some Parmesan, and then I'm also going to be doing some aged Asiago cheese. So let me get these shredded up, and I wanted to, you know, I'm shredding up my own. It just tastes so much better when you do it. So let me get both of these shredded up in this bowl here, and I want to do about a cup of Parmesan, maybe a cup of Asiago cheese. So let's get this shredded up and we'll be back. Alright, so I have two different cheeses, Parmesan, Asiago. I'm going to incorporate both of these until they're, just toss them around until they're mixed very well. So you just want to really mix these up really good. And I'm going to do about a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You can find that in your local grocery store. It's really kind of hard sometimes because some grocery stores do not have where you can get fresh cheese like this. But usually at Kroger's, if you do have a Kroger's, maybe Pick Pack, something like that, you can go, I'm just going to get regular grated Parmesan cheese. And this is Italian style 5-cheese blend of Parmesan. Okay guys, so I've got grated Parmesan cheese. Let me tell you all guys something. I did tell you earlier a cup, and that is a lot. So I'm in a half a cup. So excuse that. All your ingredients will be on the bottom of your screen. Just follow those ingredients to get the accurate ingredients. Ignore me sometimes. I just be talking. So, but this is kind of clumped up in here, and I'm just gonna smush these down, and it just turns into powder. And I'm just gonna put all that inside there with the other cheeses that I have. And I'm just gonna incorporate and just kind of fluff this up and mix this all up in here really good. And this is my cheese for my sauce that I'm gonna be making. So these are two different types of cheeses. All right, I just got 2.5 cups of water and a teaspoon of salt, or you can add as much as salt as you want. Some people like it really salty because the pasta needs to have some type of sauce. And you're gonna add about, I'm gonna bring that up to a boil like it is now. I'm at about 2.5 cups of pea pasta and cook that until tender. But right now I'm letting the water boil, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But just letting you know, maybe if you want to make that a little earlier. Okay, I've got, this is softened margarine butter. I know that looks like a lot, but I'm adding a half a cup of butter because I'm going to be making a lot of. So I'm adding a half a cup of melted butter. I'm going to turn that down, that's up too high. Put it on like a medium. I don't know why that's on a high, but I'm going to take this off and let this melt, and I'll show you in a minute how it's supposed to look. Okay, I've got these raw shrimp, peeled and deveined, and this is a pretty big bag. This is a 2-pounder. Like I said, I'm making a lot of this because shrimp is going to shrink when you cook it. So I'm just going to rinse this shrimp off. Still kind of got a little ice pickles on it. But once I take the cold water, and it's just coming straight off, yeah. So these are ready to go. And I'm just going to rinse these shrimp. And we're going to let these drain. And we're going to cook these. So just stay tuned. Okay, I did use a margarine. And margarine's got water inside there. You know, the butter. But you can use regular butter, which I got both. But I think the margarine, I like it because it gives to me, it gives a better flavor, and I got some water. So what I do, that's in the butter. So what I do is I'm just going to cook this water off this butter so I can just have pure butter. So you can take margarine And if you cook it slowly, it evaporates and it is pure butter instead of the water. But I like some water because it makes it, I don't know, I just happen to like cooking it just better. I like real butter, but this. So we're going to just cook this off, show you what it looks like, and then we're going to start adding some garlic to this. So now I've got some garlic. I'm doing two different garlics. I'm going to use just a little squeeze of this garlic. It's puree garlic. I like this, but it's just not strong enough for me. And I love garlic, guys. So I'm going to use a little of this garlic and a whole teaspoon of chopped garlic. You can get this in a jar. I like it. Or you can get whole garlic. I just didn't feel like cutting and dicing and all that. But this is better because it's already diced up for you. You don't have to do extra. So, you know, I'm being really, you know, tired of doing this. So, of chopping, you know, your hands get so tired. And at the end of the night, oh my God, I got, you know, where my hands hurt so much. Okay, this is a cup. I'm going to take half of this cup and I'm going to sprinkle the flour in here, and I'm going to, hope y'all looking at this, because this is going to be my base. Yeah, okay. So it's not really a whole cup. So you take a cup, put it to the side because you might need that cup. And I'm just going to cook this flour. So just sprinkle it until it looks like so. I'm not really good with, you know, measurements. I really haven't been trying with those. But if you watch any of my shows and you've seen the measurements and you just feel like that's not enough season or whatever, you know, put what you want in there. Make it yours. You know what I'm saying? Because I might tell you one thing and then, honey, I tell you what, it might need more. You know, so do any of my shows. Just put whatever you want. Use those seasonings, but, you know, put as much as you want or lesser than whatever you want. So I'm going to kind of cook this flour. Then I'm going to add a cup of milk. Okay, I transfer it to a whisk, and I'm just, it's because I don't want it lumpy. I've got 1.5 cups of milk, and I'm only putting a little bit in because I got to beat this up and stir this around. I'm going to use it all, but I'm just going to, so I got 1.5 cups of half and half, and not all together, I put like half of half and half and half of regular milk. And I use I'll use 2%, but you can use a whole milk. So I did both. And as I'm stirring and cooking and trying to get everything together and looking at it, it's just hard for me to tell you. So anyway, I use half and half and 2%, and I mix them. So I got all together, it was a 1.5 cups, but it was mixed together. So half and half of each. All right, you want to keep beating this until there's no lumps and it's smooth, but you want to constantly keep stirring because we're going to add some seasonings in here. So let's get our seasonings together. Okay, so after I beat that, before I add my seasonings, I'm going to add another cup of milk because I'm making a lot of this. This is going to be a sauce. So you can add another cup of milk or a cup and a half. So it depends on how much sauce you want. So now let's add our seasonings. 1/4 of paprika. My famous 1/4 of Mrs. Dash. I know we got garlic in there, but 1/4 of garlic powder. I mean, I told you all like garlic. If you all don't like garlic like that, you can discard the garlic. Don't use it if you don't like it. Substitute it for some other seasoning. And 1/4 of seasoned salt, because seasoned salt is like really strong and get salty. So I'm just going to mix this around in here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, so I've got my milk and my little seasons. And you might want to taste, because you might want to add a little bit more seasons. You know, sometimes it might not taste good to you. Just add a little bit more of everything. So this is the cheese. I'm going to add 1 cup of the cheese, and I'm going to mix it up. And then I'm going to add the 2nd cup of cheese. I'm trying to figure out how many cups this is. So this is about 3 cups of all these different cheeses I'm putting in here. And I'm going to mix this up. And I'm going to let this melt. And I'm going to slowly mix and slowly let it melt. Okay, after I've done this, I put 6 to 7 slices of American cheese. You can use white or yellow, any cheese of your choice. And you want to use a whisk to keep stirring this, because at first it gets stringy, but as the whisk goes and you keep using it, you got to do it like you're doing pudding, it's going to get a velvet, smooth flavor. And that's what we're looking for. Taste it. See what it tastes like. See how you like it. If you need a little bit more of the seasonings that you use, add a little bit more. Then taste your product. Because if you never taste it, you never know what it's going to taste like. And just keep on, because you want this a little thick. Okay, I got my shrimp I washed. I'm going to add some black cracked pepper. To taste. I'm going to add some sea salt. A little sea salt. I'm going to add in here. Then I've got some spices that I'm going to add in here. Creole spices. Alright, and I'm going to flop these shrimp around. Yummy! Yummy! Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a-talking. Okay. Wash up, and let's fry these up. Okay, so I had about 3 tablespoons of melted butter to my pan, and I added some more garlic, the garlic paste, and I'm just like cooking it down and getting this hot, and I'm trying to reduce all that water from that butter because I'm using margarine, which I like margarine better. And this is what it looks like when it starts to reduce the water. There's no water now, it's just nothing but pure butter and fat. And I got this toasted up. I'm gonna add in my shrimp. Those seasoned shrimp. On medium, I'm putting this on medium high because I want to cook these shrimp and get all this in here. And I'm going to add I'm just sprinkling over some Mrs. Dash season because we already got that Creole season in there. We already got that black pepper in there. And we got these garlic thickening shrimp. And all that butter in there. And we're just going to let these bad boys cook. They're going to turn a nice pink. That's when you're going to know they're done. You want to make sure you get all that garlic. See that garlic right there? You want to make sure you get all that garlic mixed up inside these shrimp. Okay, now I'm going to start cooking my pasta shells. 2 cups of pasta shells inside. And now let's let them cook. Alright. And these are the shrimp that I cooked up. They're nice and they're pink. And I'm going, the juice, now look at the juice and the garlic that's in the bottom and all the seasons. I'm going to dump this into the pot of the sauce. Okay, so the sauce is creamy and velvety. Now, when you're cooking your sauce, if you want to use less Parmesan because it does make it like a stringy, you can use like, you know, not even a half cup of Parmesan and use a cup and a half of the other cheese, which that would be the Asiago, and still use a regular, you can use a regular block white cheese, American, or you know, the white cheese. And if you don't have nothing, you can use slices. Use 7 to 8 slices of white cheese when you're doing this, and use less of the Parmesan. It might come out not as stringy, but I just like Parmesan, so I do it like that. And don't forget all the seasons. Now here's the shrimp that we've done. Remember I showed you that? I'm gonna dump this shrimp and all these juices and the garlic and everything inside the shrimp. And I'm getting my spatula out because I'm greedy. I want every juice and everything. And I'm just gonna scrape all this goodness because that's where all the flavor's at the bottom of this pan. And all that is gonna season up. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Then I'm just gonna fold this in. Look at all that. Get down in there. See all that butter and stuff, and this is gonna marinate into all of this sauce that I made, and there's all that shrimp inside that sauce. Oh my God. You turn it off, it's not cooking anymore. You let this turn off, and you're just gonna let all this sit and just marinate into this sauce. And all we need is to put some other stuff in here, and we'll be good to go. I've got a jar of sweet bell peppers in a jar. I took a couple out, and I am just going to run my knife over a little for some color, and I just want them diced. And I'm gonna add this into my sauce. Okay. I took about 2 or 3 little strips. You don't need a lot. Just add that to your sauce. Put it around, give it a little color. And it's already hot. It's already hot. And there we go. We're gonna dice up some tomatoes, rinse these tomatoes, and we're gonna do our pasta, and we're gonna plate this up. Okay, I got a tomato here that I'm cutting off both ends. I'm gonna cut this tomato down. I'm gonna also cut it again. So I want these to be in blocks. Small little cubes. I'm gonna wash all the seeds off here. I call these my dry tomatoes when I do it like this. Ooh. Okay. I think I'm putting too much pressure. There you go. Soft. Easy. You gotta be careful. I don't want to chop my hand off. I know you're supposed to keep your knife like really, really sharp. I don't like my knife that sharp because I'm scared of the feel of it when it's really, really, really sharp. Okay guys, the sauce is done. My noodles are done. They look wonderful and delicious. And these are the noodles that I have. And this is the sauce that I made with the red bell peppers in there. Now the red bell peppers are already in a jar. They've already been cooked. Just chop up a couple, put them in there for color. And then we're gonna add some tomatoes on it. This is the presentation. This is what I made. This is it. And these are a little fine chopped tomatoes that I rinsed all the seeds out of them. I call them dry tomatoes. I just sprinkle those on top, and then you mix it all together when you're eating. Get you a piece of toast or sprinkle some lemon on it. It is delicious. Hey, thank you all for watching. Be sure to cook. I want you all to come back so we can do another episode of another dish. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hey, we did this. We cooked this together, me and you. Come back for another episode. I love you all. Bye.